All right, it is another Secret Stash release, and this week we have a really fantastic coffee coming from Flower Child Coffee from my friend Preston, and this is the Miraflores Gesha. This is a washed Colombian Gesha, and it is super interesting to taste. Very, very complex, very clean, very easy to taste as well, but if you're more coffee inclined, you can think about a lot of the complexities in here. For me, I get a lot of grapes, tropical fruits, honey, silkiness, florality, a lot of layering, and I really want to brew this for you all, but with this coffee, definitely let it rest for at least 3 to 4, 5, 6 weeks. It's really going to open up, but here we go. Washed coffee, already smells pretty sweet, and if you're looking at this Gesha is usually a little bit bigger. Pour this in, and let's load it up. So for this recipe, I am going for a 1:16 ratio at grind size 56. I do have a fresher sample here, but like I said, this coffee will really open up in the following weeks. It already smells very sweet. I would say definitely tropical leaning. I do get some grapes as well, but this is definitely a coffee you can push pretty hard. The recipe that I have here is, I would say, a safer presentation. Like, here is the tropical acidity, is this grape note, but you can definitely stretch this coffee out to something like 1:17 ratio. You can grind even finer. But I found with this, because I found the layering and complexity to be quite interesting, I wanted to have a declining temperature, but I could totally see somebody wanting to brew this just full max temperature on everything to bring out the most tropical acidity in this coffee. But with these coffees, definitely let them bloom. We generally have a longer bloom on these lighter roast coffees. Like this coffee, I have about a 40-second bloom after all the water's added, and then we kind of go from there. I would really say that these coffees benefit greatly from the resting. I do think coffees of this roast style benefit from longer brew times. Here we go, final pour. So there you go. I think anything over 3 minutes on this coffee is going to be a good starting point. So again, take that recipe that I've started playing with and maybe adjust grind size. Like, you could go finer, to be frank, but I think this is a good starting point. So about 3:45 there. Let's give it a taste. Wow. Very, very floral. I definitely already am smelling sweet notes. Let's give it a taste. When it is hot, I get something like grapes, sweetness, tropicality, all kind of compacted together. What's, again, very interesting about this coffee is this kind of honey-like layering. I mean, it's thick, it's very layered and complex. So when it's hot, it's everything that's underneath that is very interesting. Like, it's sweetness forward, and then you get some of those more delicate, although I don't even think they're that delicate, they're heavier and louder Gesha notes. So we get the tropicality, we get the grapes. Finish is long, it's sweet, it's clean as well. Linger is long too. Body is pretty high on this coffee as well. This is just a really, really easy to drink coffee. Complex. Like, if you think about what's happening first, what's happening towards the finish, where are things occurring, I think that is really, really impressive. I'm gonna taste this now when it's cooled, and let's see where the acidity goes. Okay, when it's cooled, acidity becomes a lot more structured. I get kind of this grape acidity that then goes into tropical acidity. I would say that bigger, rounder sweetness is toning down a little, and the acidity is peaking up a bit, but overall it's still within this really, really complex and layered tasting experience. And I think this is just what's very impressive about this coffee. I mean, it's sweet, it's complex, but what's interesting to me mostly is just that body, that layering, that silkiness. I mean, yeah, there's a silky note on this. You could say also like honey rounding, silky. I think this is just, it's really, really tasty. Gonna sip on it more. Wow, that linger is nice. Very sweet and clean, but textured too. So you're getting a very layered experience. You're getting nice acidity, structure of acidity that I would say is grapes, and that then goes into some sort of tropical acidity, but then a very silky and heavier finish that is pretty different than other, I would say, super delicate tea-like Geshas. This is definitely a more body-forward, high sweetness Gesha that does have a lot of those nice tropical acidities And I think this is just such a nice coffee, an easy coffee to sip on. But if you think a little bit more about it, it's like, oh wow, there's actually a lot going on here. It's a very complex coffee. So I really just wanted to feature this coffee because I think it's just fun. You know, it's a different presentation than what I think a lot of people think, you know, slam Geshas into. Like, oh, Geshas are like tea-like and floral and all of that. This is definitely heavier. It is silkier. That's all I wanted to share today. Flower Child's Cero, Miraflores, Gesha, Wash Colombian Gesha, really, really awesome coffee, very complex, big body, big sweetness, and it's super clean. So yeah, thank you guys so much for spending the time to watch this video. If you have any questions on Secret Stash or any of the coffees we are releasing, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and sip on this amazing coffee when you get it in. And of course, let it rest. All right, see you guys in the next one.